what is happening? What's happening? Today we are going to talk about June. And I'm going to do this a little bit different, so I can't really see what all I'm doing, and I'm just praying that this little setup's going to work. We're talking about the energy of June, and I mean how that energy works with the rest of the months. And what we've learned about the whole energy cycle, and how collectively we use these cycles in order to manifest. Okay? So, first of all, today's Thursday. And on Thursday, it's really good days to focus on the macro of things. It's a really good day to focus on so you might call it the matrix. It's a good day to focus on ciphers, codes, all the energies on the outside of you, okay? And I don't know, I'm hoping you can see this because I can't see where it's lined up, but I've even written on here small codes right on the side. These all mean June. 13555, that means June. 141001, that's June. 500, June. These codes subliminally mean June. J030 also. So if I on 33, so when I talk about the 33 and 44, okay, and when I talk about ciphers, which it is available for me to cipher your name for $25. And it'll be, I'll put it after this. There's two people have taken me up on this, and they have written me back in both of them wrote me back in a week and told me how significantly things changed. And then another one both of them have written me back since, meaning about a month and a half afterwards, and saying, oh my gosh, it's still escalating. Whatever you did whenever you ciphered my name. Well, what ciphers are, and what key codes are, and what even numbers, numerics, all of this is phonetic subliminal patterns that exist in your reality. And each one is assigned, some call it, and numerology is what this was called for the longest time. But understand that numerology is the basis of reality, and the subliminal codes that you're picking up in the matrix, that you're giving out and you're picking up. Either way, it's happening. So whenever you see the word June on a 33 parallel, J is 1, U is 3, N is 5, and E is 5. So June on a 33 matrix program system, which is what, Illuminati, which is what the matrix, which is what everything was set up on a 15th parallel, is 1355. So then that breaks down to 455. Then 55 goes to 1001. So this is where these numbers start breaking down. Now I've got 50001. Well, these zeros aren't just zeros, they're dimensions, they're circles, they're dimensions. Each one of these numbers is holding a dimensional slot. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So the word June on the 33 parallel goes to the fourth dimension. Well, what's the fourth dimension? That's dreams. Okay, well, what happened down here? It broke open to 1001. Well, now how many does it go? 1, 2, 3, 4. Uh-oh. How'd it get to 5? Because that 55 breaks open to 1001. When you know what you're doing, you can go grab something from the fifth and bring it back down to the fourth on the 33. So it June breaks down to 600. 5001 or 600. Well, there's the 6. It's the 6th month too. Now this is on the 33 parallel. Now let's see how it changes up. Now when I cipher, or this is, and basically this is us looking into because something's just not called something for no reason. Everything has a frequency. There's a frequency for it. There's a reason it's called that. Now, so it breaks down to 600. Now, June, real quick on the 44, because we're gonna get deeper into this. Because I'm not gonna catch y'all up right now on January to May. Okay, we're starting clean with June and month 6. And what we found is that March and May mirror each other. So if you go back and look at, whatever your diary, or if you take pictures, or however you keep track of your world, go back and look at March 2nd versus May 2nd. Look at March 23rd and May 23rd. They're going to be the same. They're the same energies. I'm even going to show you, whenever I show you these cipher codes that I've already broken out. And I'm going to come over there and make sure y'all can see these, but because this is how I know these, because I've already broken all these out, meaning I've already looked at the flow and the understanding of how the months coordinate with each other at the latter part of the year, from June until December. But from January, February, March, April, May, all the way to June, we're building. So if you will, by the time you hit June, so after we're done with this month, we're pretty much set for the rest of the year. Everything should now start flowing. Well, in the 44, a J is just a hook. It's really not a 1. It really is a hook. It's Captain Hook. It's a freaking hook. It's a candy cane. It's made from the Jews. It hooks into a K. See, this is where the JK. Let me show you this real quick, because it really goes J K L. This is the way it goes in the phonetic pattern, and you can understand. And it all comes from I, because I's right here. I's the 9. And this is where an ABC are up here. And then it goes 9. And then it goes J, K, L. Then you hit M. Now you come back. N's supposed to be the change agent right here. Now O. And then it goes that direction. So literally the phonetic chain, and it even makes sense, because here's where your I is, right? And then it drops into a J. That J is just a hook. In the old phonetics, it'd be called a number 1. But in the 44, it's not. It's just a hook. And there is no K. And an L is basically an angle. That's all an L is. An L is an angle. So, and it's a 7, right? So in the 44, there is no L either. And you'll see me represent it like this, because we can angle that change. And then if it's LL, well, then that's different, because now I got 2 angles. So holy crap, I can go crazy with Pong on that. And it really is like Pong. And this really is how your reality in your matrix is coded. Okay, so U in the 44 is not 3, it's 2. N on the 44 is 8. It's not 5. Why? Because N was a change agent, and there were too many people that got the Quantum for Dummies handbook and went crazy carving up the matrix with this crazy ASAP and everything that you're seeing on the 33 was all controlled by 2 major triggers, an N and an E. So your N is also can be flipped to a Z. And so it does in the 44. So all N's basically flip to Z's, and it becomes an 8. An E is a 5, but in the 44, and this is how they had it set up, it became a 23. 23 in me. It's also why we have 32 energies. But E became 2-3, and it was mind control. Everything was set up from controlling the second and third tone. Do, re, mi, fa. Da 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 da. 2-3, 2-3, 2-3, 2-3, 2-3, 2-3. The whole thing was set up in order to keep us phonetically stuck on 2-3 patterns. Okay, so 2-3 equals 5. 5 does make a change, but E is 2-3 in the 44. Now, when you start understanding physics and you start looking for certain patterns, because it's really easy. This is a DNA pattern. We can see it right here. Why? Because it's the same number on the outside than 1 in the middle. So here's how this works. 2 plus 8 is what? 10. Where does the 1 go? Where the biggest number is. 8's bigger than 2, so the 1 goes there. So 28 is actually 0, 1. What's 8 plus 2? 10. Where's the 1? Right there in the middle. So now I've got 10. Now I carry my 3 down here. I've got J. J-O-1103. Now we've got hook 0203. Hook 005. Or, if you want to make this a 1 towards numerology, but you can't just make it a 1, can you? Because you do have to loop it. See, and this is where you're understanding physics at the macrosity. So you do have to loop it. It is a 1, so you can make it a 006. So what does that show you? The 33 is 600, and the 44 is 006. It's lining those up. That's June. Now, why do we care? Okay, why do we care? We care because and I wished I would have known all this when I was planning my companies and doing all that. And I sure hope that y'all can see me on here. And if y'all can give me a like and a thumbs up, this is coHUE 32. And we're talking about June, and we're talking about frequencies and understanding cycles of energy and the months. And if you can give me a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it, because I'm giving it away. We're giving it away. We're telling everybody this is how you manifest. You see that word Jason in there? If you go and you cipher June, it goes to the 4th dimension. And you've got 5 holding on the 4th with the hook on 1. That's how you say that. July, see, I got that angle in there now. And it only goes to the 3rd dimension. I've got a hook on the 1st. Now I've got an angle ignition. That's what this is, angle ignition. And then 9 on the 3rd dimension. So I only go, even at the purest 44, I go to the 3rd dimension. Now, 4th dimension is dream space. 3rd dimension is 3D, what manifests in their physical body on the plane. That's July. August, I'm back to the 4th dimension, but I'm O2O with a connection on the 4th now. See that plus sign? That plus sign, that's a connection. So I got a connection on the 4th. So this is why August, and July, then add up to 7. So August and so and I'm not going to get into all of them because we're going to go one by one, okay? But June starts this pattern. This is June. This is July. Here's August. Here's September. Here's October. There's November. And there's December. Well, if I can go show you all these codes and all these pretty numbers but right now we just need to see that June takes us to the 4th dimension. July imprints it on the 3rd. So what does that mean? Well, that means whatever you're doing in June, whatever you're focusing on, whatever you're building towards, should mirror and rep exactly in July. It should line up. If you take the bull by the horns, if I'm running this channel and I keep on a production schedule and I'm saying I'm gonna run this channel like a production schedule, then July it should just be running. It should be running parallel, and it seems like it just always been that way. Although we just started it in June. But then the culmination of everything from June and July, right, is going to show up right here. June and July, you got these two seeds. Well, that's August and September. Those two go together. July and August is the bridge between bridging your June to September. But then once you get August and September, then what you're doing is bridging it again one more time, October, September. Now when you get to October, it's this whole thing. Your October is July, August, September, October. Whereas your June is hooked into just June, July, and August. Now, the main thing is that I want you to see is that no matter, June is way out here. June's out here. It starts the whole thing. So no matter what you're doing right now, I don't care what you're doing or what you've been doing, if you want to make a change and flip your world around and bring out the December that you want in the books for 2022, freaking sign up, do it with me right now. We're doing it. We're going to do it over here. This is what we're doing. When I saw this, I was like, are you freaking kidding me? Because if we just follow the steps, and if we just get up and do it, and if we just keep going, and if we just keep, just, then it's going to replicate right there, and we're going to get some type of residual that's going to hook us up for August. August is all about AU. It's about closing the gap. It's August Caesar, baby. It's payday. Once you get to June and you get this thing started, it kind of just folds over and it takes a life of itself. Each time you're making decisions as it folds over, and then by November, you have a completely new bubble that encases all of it. And then what happens in December? It mirrors and it's all brand spanking new. Now, there's another way that you can go check this out, and this is just ancient. You know, this is energy keys and ciphers, and I'll say it again, and I'm going to put the instructions on here because this is an interactive channel. How are you guys? Please give me thumbs up. This is an interactive channel, and so really the only thing that you need to know to assist and to be interactive with us is to know your energies. Is to know your energies on your natal chart, at least. Okay? That's the best way to be interactive on this channel, because we're going to be talking about all that. We talk about the energies, and we talk about the energies of June, because now that's in Gemini, right? And we're going to get into all that, because no matter, you've got Gemini in your chart somewhere. But in order to be interactive, then it's getting your energies. Well, if you've ever gotten a reading from me, ever, I've got a little plug for that. It's super easy that I'm going to tell you about. It's going to cost you $10 to get what you need. And I'll send it to you. And we've got a couple of different ways that we're doing color ray charts that I'm going to come on and show you. That's cheap. I'm really thinking I can do them $60 easy out the door, and it's your color rays. And then, or you can learn how to do it yourself, and I have a download coloring book that you can download, print, and it's only going to be like $30. You can do it at home by yourself. I'm going to have some videos that, I mean, you've got all the supporting stuff you need to do your charts. That's how you're interactive, because then you know what type of energy you have, so then it makes a difference when you show up in June. Or is it February? Like, what is the energy of the different months, right? Number 6, June is number 6. So if we started baking this cake in January, which we did, and everything takes really 10 months, because come on, it's not 9 months. It's not 9 months to have a baby. Everybody that's been pregnant and all husbands that now have children, you know this 9-month myth is bullshit, because you go and you think that this baby, you always miss, you count out 9 months and you forget, oh crap, there's that 1 month where it's all got to get started, right? So your 9 months is really, because that's only after you realized you were pregnant, but you were pregnant for about 4 or 5 weeks before you could even, your body knew that it was pregnant. Then starts the 9-month cycle. Month six, June is right in the middle. And and number 6 is flow. So if we start in January, and number one is a catalyst. Kaboom! Lightning rod. Number 2 blooms. It's a plant. Number 3, 6, 9. Everybody knows those, right? All you got to know is number 3 is a catalyst, man. 3 is a catalyst. What's a catalyst? It's going to stir it up. You just put the sugar with the butter. Oh, crap. You just merged blue and yellow. Oh. Catalyst. 3 days, 3 hours, 3 months, definitely 3 months. 3 months after you say you're going to open the channel. 3 months after you open the channel. 3 months after you say that you're going to find the love of your life. 3 months after you start the search for your new house, and you start prepping and manifesting. Everything takes 10 months. If I cannot say it enough, everything takes 10 months. We just forget. It's 6 months. Okay, let's go back to 3. We got a catalyst. We just mixed the blue and the yellow. We're seeing what's going on. What happens with number 4? You get green. Number 4, you start seeing those energies coming together, and they're mixing together. Number 5, you see green. Number 6, green starting to take over the blue and yellow. Number 7, now the whole thing's green. Now it's mixing and going a different direction. Number 8, it's all the same color. It's stagnant. Now it's complete. Number 9, all right, it's green. What are you going to do with it? Well, I want to add some more color to it. I don't like it this light, or I like it darker, or let's just freaking get rid of it. That's a baby doo-doo green, and I don't like it. Number 10. 10 months. October, right? Well, October, just so we know what we're heading towards, October will take you to the 5th dimension. September take you to the 7th. October will take you back out to the 5th with an ignition. Well, what was it, 5 over here? Well, we don't have any that were at 5. We've got them jumping around because we've got 4, 3, 4. I hope that this is making sense. September's connecting back to your consciousness. Now here's what I want to show you. If you go write down all of the months and you just circle the vowels. Well, January is AUA. Well, AU, if you go Google AU means gold. It means distance in space as well. It does. It means a whole lot of things, y'all. AU means a distance in space. It also means money. It's SWIFT codes with banking codes. All country codes start with AU. Australia, Austria. There's something with this. Well, January has a UA. February has a UA, right? It's got AAIU. Well, and then that's Aquarius. So January, and then that's Capricorn. So this is what this is, AIO, because Capricorn, just the vowels, is AIO. AIOs, January. And the energy's coming in. The collective's just building it in January. It's like all the ants are coming together. You're just getting together in January. In February comes, there's like a coupling that starts happening energetically. Okay, but February's over here really in Aquarius. But energy's coming in, the collective's building it. Then we get to March. Well, there's no AU, just A. But we've got CH now. Well, that's a bridge. That's Mark, and then a bridge. And we've got IE here because now we're dealing with Pisces. Well, there's April. Well, there's AI again. And then there's where the IE builds, because there's AIE now for Aries. But we're marching. April, we've got April is really like is percentage of March and May. Remember, the March and May mirror each other, we figured out. It's how you'll find yourself in the same dang barbershop. I'm telling you, it's nuts. And this last year is even crazier because the energy's so pure, there's no dimension filter. So it's like this dimension machine is really set on this, unless you subconsciously even realize some of this stuff, guys. That's why getting your Ciphers is so important. May is just A. Okay, and then June, here we go with June, you're going to switch to UE. Okay. Now, what I want to show you is that June, when you get to June, it's all still funneling in. All the energy's funneling in for the collective. We're all working together. We're in one big bubble. And so basically you can think about this as harvest. Energy's coming in, and yeah, it's doing stuff in here because it's building, and there's planting, and then there's this whole process that's going through. But it is happening in the wheel like this. It starts up there. January starts up there, right? That's Capricorn. Now, when January energy comes in, though, guess what it's producing? July. It's saving it up for July. So what I'm saying is, whatever hard work, whatever you did, whatever you started, whatever, and this is for the collective. And this is also for the collective, like whatever the collective stood for. And we said, this is it in January. Because the collective took over this time. They can't run us collectively. Well, that's going to start showing up for us big time in July. Well, what did I say June is? June's a mirror of July. Well, okay. That's what's going on. If you've already done the work, your July is already, if you've already done the work, your July's already been written because you wrote it in January. If your July's already written because you wrote it in January and June is a mirror of July, then basically your higher self is just leading you on the same thing that you just set up in July. Because it's already done. February energy. February is going to show up for us in August. There you go. See how these are petals. And now we've got these E's. because now we're dealing with the E's. We've got AE here in Cancer and U in July, but now we've got EO August, AUU. But our E popped up over here in Aries and Pisces, remember? Well, Leo and Regulus, the constellation Regulus, that's the paw. Regulus holds the whole globe like this. Whenever you have Regulus energy, you're connected into Leo, Virgo, and Aquarius and Pisces. You're like holding the whole thing like this. And it's talking through your hand whenever you have Regulus energy. Well, that's why with Leo, and you carry these E's, and this E pops up in Leo. Well, where'd it come from? Well, it came from Pisces and Aries. That's where it started getting drummed up. That's where that E started, was over there in Pisces and Aries, right? Well, once you get over here to Leo, oh, well, we love the E's, right? Because September, E. Virgo, I-O. It's off to work we go. E, I-O, literally. Next, Libra. October, O-O-E. I-A-A. But O-O-E. Then Scorpio, O-I-O. S-Corp I-O. November, O-E-E. December, we're back to E-E-E. In Sagittarius, in December, energy is what you're living in right now with June. So December energy from last December. So this is where you can go back and look at December 2nd and look at January 2nd. January 2nd of this year and the January 2nd before, and December 2nd. Those should give you a really good idea of what you're feeling today, or what you need to close up, what you need to get rid of, what you need to clean up, or to just self-care, whatever it is that you need to do in order to get ready for this. Now, I had these energies right here, so I'm going to show you all this really quick, and then my devices are dying. So I hope you like this. Give thumbs up, please, please, please. I'm doing my best to be able to describe these energies to you guys. And so with June, okay, we're talking about 6-2. So I wanted to pull out the energies that are the 6s. Now, number 6, the first one, that is number 6 in the 1 through 32, I call it raw consciousness. And this is Gemini, 12 to 16 degrees Gemini. It's also the constellation of Rigel. Now, Rigel would be the unholy 6. Rigel would be the reptilian, but that is raw. Okay, but I call it raw consciousness now in its purest form, because number one, it takes some power away from the IG, which is what Rigel, I-G-E-L. When I talk about Rigel, they're the master of these number flipping. If y'all think I'm good at writing matrix codes and seeing number patterns, Holy Mother Mary. That's what Rigel does, right? And that's why even Rig L for Rigel. But raw consciousness is the same thing, really, in its purest form. And raw consciousness would be raw. Deities, Egyptian deities, all the family, because that is one big soul that comes in when it is time for processional lineups that we have just had. So some of you are processional beings, some of you, like me, right, that came from that raw Egyptian consciousness that links into Sagittarius. That's where we get the information, okay? It's from history we learn, but it really is the Egyptian root race. It's understanding that the mummies are the comets. Do you know that? Mummies are comets. The mummies are the comets. The mummies are the asteroids. Think about it. See, it's from history we learn, but it's the feminine, and you don't worship. You become, you embody. How can you alchemize the issue through earth? How can you alchemize it through earth? Through the wind, through the ground, through the trees, through the plants, through the cinnamon, through the THC. How do you alchemize the energetic through something earthbound? That's the key for number 6. Raw consciousness. These codes on the outside mean Gemini. That's what these mean. And these cards we're changing them around a little bit and as I'm messing with them, but they're going to be out real soon. The more of y'all that help as I start talking about getting charts out and everything's affordable. I've made sure everything's affordable, and the more that we'll be able to get all these other things available to come out, and more production on describing the energies to you with help over here from me to get you more programming about it all, so you don't just have to hear my voice. I get sick of hearing my voice. I really do. Number 15, Thuban. So we just talked about Rajal. Number 15, Thuban. It's going to be your other most densest energy. And this is in Leo. Okay. I'm sorry, Virgo. Virgo, 5 to 9 degree Virgo. And this is a black hole. It's connected to Leo at 5 to 9 degrees, which is why I said that. But this is Thuban is the black hole in which the connections form to Rajal Ra. Thuban is the densest energy on the planet, but it's what you're used to walking around in down here. But it is a black hole. So it's internal connectors. You may need to move opposite for a minute. Whenever you're coming out, because we've got all this Gemini energy in the collective, and you don't realize what gates you're clearing or that you have cleared. And your motor skill is to go back and do it the same way again, right? Your motor skill, and you're set on, you always go to the bank, you always leave your house and turn right. Well, that might not be the shortest route. You just always done it that way. Now and Mercury's gone direct today, which is why I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna do this, just doing this video. I'm gonna get it out of the way because my brain's a little la 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 la. We're all kind of feeling a little dizzy over here. Everything's kind of out of flow because why? It's a number 6 energy. There's a new flow that's connecting. So that new flow might want to take you left to go to the bank. And you really need to go left. Are you going to be stubborn because you've always done it? You've always done it that way? Okay, well, if you've always done it that way, you want to go the other direction. Okay, well, that's what I mean about doing things opposite for a minute. Sometimes you really want to do them opposite. Antares is our other 6 energy. That's number 24. Antares, though, is in Sagittarius. So on the board with 6s, I got Gemini, 12 to 16 degrees. I've got Virgo, 5 to 9, Thuban. And I've got Sagittarius, and this is base 7 to 11. Sagittarius, which is an archangel or Antares energy. But this is that mind again. This is that military, that militant mind. What time is it? Oh, 200, sir. What time is it? Oh, 400, sir. What time is it? You know why military does that? They do that so you keep time stamping. Every time you do that, if you work with me through clearing, time stamp it. I would always tell you, what time is it? You just did that healing. I just sent a healing ray. Okay, what time is it? What time is it? Oh, 400, ma'am. Time stamp it. Realize why you're doing it. See, whenever you realize why you're doing it, then you can utilize it for your own intention. Just make sure you're running the show. It's tricky. It's tricky. And don't be all in your ego and be like, oh, I know. Does she know who she's talking to? Don't get all up in your ego, because let me tell you, it is so freaking subtle when you're dealing with AI. When you're dealing with AI and you're in groups of energetics that have been stuck in old ways, and you're connected to them through royal lines, and then so the whole group is telling you, keep going the old way, keep going the old way, keep going the old way, but you have to be the master, because you've got to learn to feel through that, because you've been looped around so many times because you listened to the collective and you didn't and weren't able to get the subtle difference between the collective telling you because everybody thinks it, and the ancestors that are telling you the what is a different example. Artificial intelligence, a whole nother layer, because you think that it's your intuition telling you something, and I'm telling you, the only reason it saved me, with that voice in my head of being delivered information that I thought that I was channeling in a purest form, the only thing that saved us, was my Antares energy on that information, meaning I understood the codes. So as the codes were coming out my mouth, my human intelligence took over, and I went, wait a minute, stop. That number code ain't right. And as soon as I did, then to the right in the consciousness, I see this helmeted being. It looks like it's got a helmet on, kind of like Knights Templar. And I was like, who the hell are you? But as soon as I caught it feeding me codes, I saw it. And then as soon as I saw it, it went away. But it was so subtle. Okay? That's and this is also June. We're in a flow. That's 6 energy. We're in a flow. You're in the wave now, right? It's easy to get out of the river if you're in the river, and we're going all the way down the river, and we're in tubes. It's easy to get out if you're not on rapids, right? If the water's stagnant and we're not on rapids, or what if the what if the river's too full? What if it just rained and there's tons and tons of water, so it's going quick? Well, we're in the wave. In June, I know you're already feeling it, because it's almost like we're having to reconnect again. Give us the energy. It's almost like we're having to reconnect again. Exactly. 0 point. We're having to reconnect again a little, because no matter, we've all leveled up. Now, no matter who you are, if you're just beginning on this journey, then welcome aboard. You're in a raft, you're on our river, we got you. Or you already know that all the rafts are on your river and you're the waterway. But you're still in a wave. That's how June is different. And that's what we're feeling on our consciousness, because we're feeling the castle, we're feeling the collective. It's a wave. We're in the river now, it's moving, right? Totally different than whenever the machine's, whenever it's not moving. Following these moon cycles, closing up these eclipse gates, rebirthing. And I just take this as being, on track. And we've got 16, number 7. So I've got 7, 4, which is a 1, 1. That's a pillar. Over here, I pulled out 1, 1, Cancer. Number 11, Sirius C, Cancer. And number 8, Beltages. Those are the ones that flew out over there. So that gives me another, that's 8, 2. Because of 8 and 2, this gives me another 10, which gives me another 01, 10 reset. Beltages is the old Orion program. It went supernova, and Sirius C really was a cruise control problem that we had in Cancer with manipulation of energetics and manipulation of the wheel. Scientology is a big one under this one, Mormon, all these things that we've cleaned up, all these major curses that were on family lines. A lot of those fell in one of these buckets. So this is what's being rewritten. This is what is, like I said, if you want to change your world, start right now in June. Start right now. And I'll put in the box, if you have $25 on the Cash App, send it over to me and I will cipher your name and give you the information that comes out of it, depending on who you are and what your name is. It just depends. Sometimes I get DNA codes. Sometimes I get years. A lot of you, your names, or your name has tons of different years. Your name's going to have when you got married, when you had babies, or it tells me even DNA codes in your family line and connections with your siblings and your parents, all from just ciphering your name. And as soon as you look at that, then what it does, just like when we cleaned this frequency up here, is that it resonates. Then your frequency is tuned to the purest frequency, and everything else that tries to ping it at this level, this level, this level, you'll see it because you've already been tuned to this frequency. And that is how getting your name ciphered basically pulls your energy up so quick that then it allows the shifts and things to show you what you need to do and change, instead of me as a healer channeling that back to you. What it does is that it activates it in you, so that your connections in all these 32 rays are connected in the purest form, and you're getting the data from all the 32 rays as purest as it can, and I'm here for backup. But the cipher and then getting your color rays, which you can get done with $30. So it can never get any better than this. You're going to have to put some work in if you do it that way, but it's worth it because then you know how to read your charts and you know how to then follow your progressions. So there's a song, Prince. When I first activated, I'm gonna close right now. There's a song titled June in 2017 when I activated, and I think that popped up on, it was one of his, on, I believe it's on his second to last album. He had two of his last albums were the ones that I downloaded in 2017 when I got my brains blown out, activated to plant earth in 2017 when the ancients, when those of us activated to connect and start this process to bring in the ecliptic processional equinoxes back in 2017. Go look up that song, but it's pasta simmers on the stove in June. Makes no sense yet, but it will soon. Conversation starters come way too hard. Nobody wants to be the martyr, playing the wrong card. Why did you come to this planet? Why did you come to this place?
How can you be everybody's dream and still be somebody's wife? Tell me, what did you have for lunch today? That's right, how would I know? How would I know? June. There's a whole obsession behind June. Maybe by the end of the month, we'll figure out the cash. Chastia Cav, coHUE 32, and this was your energies of June. Make sure you ring the bell. Please give me a thumbs up. Share this information if you think it'll help anybody on their journey. And I will be back soon. Bye.